Okay, I'm going to go over how to do your final exam preparation. So if you scroll down here, and my dates aren't right at the moment, but if you're in the week where we're doing the subjunctive and the emotions, and you scroll down to where it says final exam preparation, and you click on the final exam preparation, it should look like this. You'll be in the submission phase. And this video that I'm making is going to go right here. That's where you'll be able to see it. But what you're going to do is you are going to write me a story in Spanish. You want to use the conventions of storytelling. Stories follow certain conventions that are predictable to the reader. Fables and fairy tales often begin with érase una vez, which means once upon a time. So that takes care of once upon a time if you write that. It may end with y así fue, and that's what happened. There may also be a moraleja, or a moral. Stories often include transitions and contrasts with expressions like entonces, de repente, por fin, or finalmente. So I've given you two stories because in the past I feel like people have tried to make these way too elaborate, and I feel like they're using translation websites and other people, and it's not really what the effect that I'm trying to get. What I want you to do whenever I give you writing is for you to take the pieces that we've learned in class and then apply them, in a real life situation. And I know that it's a daunting task and it may scare you to have to write, but remember that that's why we're workshopping this. So you're going to write your draft, and then the next week a fellow classmate is going to critique your draft, as well as I'll go through and critique your draft. And then when you take that, you'll take that critiqued draft and you'll make the changes to it, and that's what you'll turn in for your final exam essay. So to help you out, I've given you two stories. So you can choose to watch The Elves and the Shoemaker or The Greatest Treasure. And both of these are in English. So I want you to watch both of these stories. And then what I want you to do is to write your own version in Spanish, okay? And I do not want a book. I want you to try to write it in around 10, maybe 15 sentences. But I'm not going to give, oh my gosh, somebody turned in 5 paragraphs and there's 10 sentences in each. That's not the person who I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, they worked really hard, I'm going to give them an A. No, because that person has probably written beyond their skill set level and they're going to make more errors and probably not get the best grades. So I want you to keep it simple, just using the elements that we've learned in class. And because these are stories, you should have pieces, you should have verbs a lot of times in preterite and imperfect, unless you're doing quotes, and then the quotes is the people actually talking that might be in the present tense. So again, these are both in English, so you can choose one of these stories to write a Spanish version of. And I gave you an example. It wasn't one of these. I did a fable, which was, I think I did The Mouse and the Lion. So you can read through here, and I might have more than 10 sentences. But I also wrote this before I changed the assignment. So I really don't want it longer than this paragraph I put here, and maybe even a little bit shorter. Just try to use the elements that you've learned throughout the class and write something using what you know. And remember, don't freak out because you will get feedback from me. So if you're not sure how to do something, remember I will be giving you some help, to get you through to write that final version. So hopefully now you understand what you're supposed to do for the submission phase for your final exam essay prep.